What's up there guys, this is Chris from VFXON, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make this snow falling effect that I did quite a while back for my Christmas video. And this is how pretty much everything looks. It was pretty easy to do, so yeah, without further ado, let's get into making one. So here I have my After Effects opened up, and first things first, let's create a new comp. So I'm gonna use preset high definition TV, 1080 and 29.97 frames per second, 16 seconds long. You don't have to necessarily make it 16 seconds long, but that's what I did, and that's how long my video was, I think. So I'm gonna stick with 16 seconds. And we also need another comp. Let's name this main, also same settings, and drag that in here. Oops, no, drag that into comp 1. Okay, so in the main comp here, you should add your video or your image or whatever you have. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy all of the scene that I had in my video, and I'm gonna put that into this comp right here. So I'll be back just in a bit. Okay, so here I have my scene set up. This was pretty much based. Here I have my images that I found on Google. Here is a house, really nice house that I found on Google. Here are some trees in the background that actually is one image, and I just duplicated them and spread them around the background. So yeah, that's what I did there. And now when that's done, we should make a new solid, and let's make this black. Okay, and okay, let's name this particles, because this is where the snow is gonna come in. Okay, so let's go and search for our Trapcode particular. So here we have Trapcode particular. We will need that. Let's drop that in. I'm gonna move this right here. So what we are gonna do here is we go to settings of emitter, and we change particles per second to 440. We change emitter type from point to box. And here it is what it depends. So in my video that I did, and what I'm gonna try to recreate here, is I did set position X and Y to 1344, and therefore -40. So that, as you can see right here, that's the point from where the particles are gonna be emitted from. Let's see, position Z was 0, position subframe linear, direction uniform, X rotation, that was 0. These are all 0. So I'm just gonna go through these settings to see if everything is the same, because I really don't remember these from top of my head. So let's see, so emitter size X, this is the size of your emitter. So basically the bigger, the more spread around they're gonna be, and for me it was 2455. Emitter size Y was 50, emitter size Z was 3687. So now if we go just a little bit further, you can see that although the particles should be emitted from there, they're all spread around. And if we just, as you can see, if I decrease, the particles are not so widespread. So I'm gonna go undo this. So as you can see, they can go like backwards, forwards, and so on. So those were my settings for here. And now let's go into particle tab right there. Let's move just a little bit down. So life of a particle, we're gonna change that to 5. Life random 0. Spare feather 50, size random 0, opacity 100, opacity random 0, at birth white, obviously called random none to 0. What else? So that's normal. Let's go to physics. Physics mode is air, and let's go. I think those settings. Wait. Yeah, that's no. Oh, gravity. We have to set gravity to 100 there. What else? Let's go into air settings. Motion path off, air resistance to 0, air resistance rotation not checked, spin amplitude. So this is what we should increase, so that way the particles are gonna spin around. So I'm gonna set that to 252. As you can see now, the particles are sort of like moving around and everything. So spin frequency 1, fade and spin 1, and wind. So this is what I'm gonna change. So as you can see, if the wind is positive, it's gonna be blowing from the left side. If I'm gonna decrease that, I mean to make it negative, it's gonna blow to right side, and that's what we want, because the particles are only pretty much emitted till here. So there is a left off space, and we want to fill that in. So to do that, we have to make the wind be negative, and I'm gonna set the wind to, what was it, minus 212, so that way that whole area is filled and the snow is gonna be falling down sort of to the left side. And also wind Z. So as you can see, well, this pretty much, it depends only on your setup here, because mine right here, I'm using a transparent background, and the particles, as you can see, is under the under my image there. So they're not right now emitted above the image, they're only back. So it depends also on your scene. So if you want, you can use these settings. Just for the fact that I used them in my original video, I'm gonna also use the same settings right here. So I sort of make exactly the same. So this is gonna be minus 211. So next, what we should do is, let's go to, what was it? I think it was visibility first. Let's check these settings, because I don't really remember what were they. So that's fine. Let's go to render. Full render. Yep, good. None. Okay, so that seems okay. Now I'm gonna duplicate this particles here, and I'm gonna move them right here, so that now I have some particles above my image and they're actually visible. So what I do now is I have to also adjust few settings right here. And in here, let's see, what sort of settings do we have to change? Position X and Y we have to change. But you also, well, it depends if you want to change. I'm just gonna change because those are the settings that I did use. And for here, minus 136, like so. What's next? Let's see if I did change anything else. Let's see. Did I or didn't I? It's quite hard to remember. Oh, I think I did change in particles few things right there. I think, yeah, the particles life was 10 seconds there. And let's see if I did change anything else. I think I did not. So these settings right here are fine. Okay, we can close down the particles right there and right here. Also, let's turn on the motion blur for both of our particles right there. As you can see, without they look kind of like just some snowballs, really big snowballs coming down, but if we add a motion blur, they're actually looking like they're snowing and moving. So next what we need is box blur effect. So let's add that here. I'm gonna add that onto that layer. And next we should adjust view settings with a box blur. So blur radius, we're gonna change that to 8. Iteration is set to 5, horizontal and vertical, and let's set repeat edge pixels. So because I did that, because those particles are really far away in the background and you can't see the snow that well there. And yeah, so that's what I did. Also we can copy this effect and we can apply it on this layer right here, but we have to adjust few settings right there. No, I don't think so that was it. I think it was a different blur. I think it was camera lens blur. That what it is. Yeah, that's what it was. So blur radius, set that to 8. Shape hexagon, round as 0, 1. That's 0, 100. Layer none. Highlights, and the settings I think are the same. Yeah. It also depends if you want those settings or if you don't. So you just can use your own. And so I'm here in the timeline at the start, and as you can see there are no particles, and usually that does not, well, you know, sometimes yes it happens that it suddenly starts snowing, but you know it rarely is so visible and you can really see that coming. So to fix that, I'm gonna select both of these and I'm gonna move them back on at the point that there's pretty much of snow already everywhere, so about there, and I'm gonna simply increase this layer like so. Okay, so we're pretty much done with this main comp. We can go to comp 1, and I have to adjust few settings right here to make my scene as it was, because this is a still image, and I have to make a blur around all of these edges, so I have to do that, so I'll be back. Okay, let's go to main, and I should add curves as an effect right there. I'm gonna quickly adjust as it was in my video on YouTube, so I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so here I adjusted my curves, and I think next what I needed was levels. So I'm not showing you these settings because it depends like on what you want and how you want it to look, and also for the reason that this tutorial is mainly because I want just to show you how to make this snow falling. Obviously I couldn't show that just, you know, by making a simple black layer and showing you how to do that, but that will obviously look really bad, and not to make that, I just decided to show you how to do this on a better background. So yeah, now I'm gonna adjust the levels, and now I need a color balance like that, and I'm gonna quickly adjust that. And now I'm gonna add magic bullet looks, so let's go and search for that. Okay, let's go effects, effects, magic bullet looks. Okay, so these settings are done. Now let's click finish, and that's pretty much how it looks like. Now next what we need more particles coming in, and so we go to main comp and we simply copy this layer of particles and we pass them right inside here. So let's go to effect particles, and let's see, I have to adjust few settings right here. this will be minus 144, and this is 1608. Okay, yep, that's the same, 120, 0.5, and 20, and this is 2455, and this is the same. Next, particles, particle life, 10, 0, 50, 5, 0, 100, yep, that's okay. Next to physics. Let's see. These settings I think are good. Okay. Let's just, I think, are okay. Let's close these down. Okay. Okay, now let's go back to main. Particles. Wait. Which is this? Does it have the camera? Oh, we need the box blur. So let's go here and let's copy box blur. And let's close this down. Let's copy this in and let's delete this one. Like so. And let's set this to 2 and this to 1. And let's uncheck that. Let's turn on the motion. And pretty much it looks, I think, exactly like in my video I did on YouTube. So just one thing left is the text that I'm gonna be showing how to do. Okay, so let's do the text. I'm gonna type Merry Christmas. Obviously I'm not gonna use Arial font. I'm gonna use font Chopin script, regular, and size will be 96, like that. Any color you like, pretty much. So I'm gonna just move it to about here. And next, what we do is we go to layer and create masks from text. So now that we have only mask from it. Okay. And next, let's go to effects. And we will have to add an effect called, what was it? I think it was roughen edges. So that's what we need. We'll add that, and as you can see, this is not how it will look like. So first, let's set a point where you want your text to start appearing. So I'm gonna say like about ads, like, okay, let's say here. Okay, so I'm gonna click stopwatch right there, and I'm gonna set that to 2,41. Okay, and this I'm gonna set edge sharpness to 0. That was 0, fractal 0, scale 100, and complexity to 1. So it looks sort of like smooth everything, but what I actually did is I duplicated so that you can see, just so it's not that faded out, so it's just a little bit more there. And so let's click on, no, I'm gonna delete that for now. So I'm gonna click U, and I'm gonna go to, let's say, second, just, okay, whatever. Okay, no, wait, this keyframe goes to here, okay, and here we will have to set the border to 108,5, so that way your text is just gone, okay, and then when it's time, it's sort of like, see, fades in. Let's click Control. Wait, which was it? Keyframe Assistant. I think it was Ease In or Easy Ease. Yeah, it was Easy Ease. Okay. So, and yeah, pretty much that's about it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and make sure that you give it a big thumbs up, because it only takes like 1 second to click that. And also, if you can, please click that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or suggestions, make sure that you leave something down there in the comment box below. So yeah, I will see you guys in next tutorial. Bye.